What annoys the fuck out of you? When you're laying in bed about to sleep, then remember you forgot to do something. Or you're about to drift off and your nose itches. Fully awake again. Worse yet, when you're in a dentist's chair and your nose itches. Holy fuck, I hate this. When I click an ad because the page load jumped. I haven't had a big reaction to most of this thread, but oh my god do I hate this one. Edit a word because I'm a fool. I legit close my phone. And then I open the phone again and close the entire app. Nothing is that important to go back to the web page. I actually have some residual anger after accidentally clicking an ad in this situation. I'm very pissed I even registered a click. That they know it. That someone probably got paid. And that they might keep giving me ads like this. Doesn't really concern me if somebody pays somebody else for my click. My main concern is primarily potentially malicious links. Then that I have to get back to the content without them and worms. When I'm walking and my socks get all bunched up under my feet. Yes. And wrinkled sheets. Holy crap. Didn't realize so many people hate wrinkly sheets too. Thanks for your upvotes and a silver award. Wow. I swear fitted sheets are just an inch or two too small. The corners are constantly popping off. A Redditor in another advice post suggested that when you shop for sheets, to search for deep pocket sheets which increase the sizes of the hollows to prevent them popping off at the corners. I didn't know about such a thing. You may have saved me a colossal amount of frustration. People who ask for my opinion and then get mad when I share it. That's not someone interested in your opinion. That's just someone using you as a soundboard to agree with. My younger sister is like that. To be fair, she's still a teen though. I now preface it every time with "Are you sure you want my honest opinion?" when she asks. I know a few people that are like it, and truthfully they can be a little exhausting / boring to be around. When that one bit of food is stuck between my teeth, and I can feel it with my tongue, but I can't see it, or pull it out with my finger. Or when a popcorn seeds can get stuck behind your tongue, or in between your tooth and the gum. It's a really unfortunate ordeal. Edit. Y'all are making me scared of eating popcorn. I once got one stuck that I could not get out at all. I had a dentist appointment later in the week, so I gave up until then. I told the hygienist about it while she was cleaning my teeth, and she pulled that sucker right out. It was the best feeling of relief I had ever had. OMG, this happened to me, but the dentist could not find it. They tried for like an hour because I kept insisting it was in there. Ended up telling me it was in my head and I was probably just getting gingivitis. Well, they must have loosened it, because a couple days later my gum was super swelled and pounding with pain. I said fuck it and dug it out. It had been in there for like a straight month and had turned purple. It was so gross, but I felt great afterward. I still can't believe it was in there so deep the dentist couldn't even get it out. People who know absolutely nothing about a subject and are convinced they are experts. Dunning-Kruger effect. Or illusory superiority. Too fucking dumb to understand that you're dumb. It happens so often they gave it a name. I'm terrified that I run into it so often. On the positive, even if I'm familiar with a subject, I try to introduce it as I've read, or my impression is, rather than stating something as fact. Serious pet peeve. I try to do the same thing. And unfortunately, the people who have doubt and aren't totally self-assured often have the deeper knowledge about a subject, but someone from the outside may just gravitate to the supremely confident ignorant loudmouth. People that have self-doubt and are not totally self-assured are usually like, just because they know more and usually find out that a lot of things are more complex and that there are a bunch of unanswered questions. The ones that only have surface knowledge can treat it as fact and blurt out the few bits they know, but are often still convinced their surface level knowledge is more correct. That perfect thin line of dirt that always remains after sweeping into the dustpan. Wet paper towel for the win when this happens. Editing to say thank you for these, my first ever awards. Special shout out to my 89-year-old grandma who taught me how to get every last dust particle when cleaning the house. I don't know why I've never thought of this. Thank you. Nobody should do that. We all know we should sweep for at least another 29 times. Lol, I just brush it abruptly in all directions and it disappears. Yeah, I'm a moron. People who get off escalators and abruptly stop and stand there, so you nearly bump into them. Also people who block the sidewalk by walking slowly next to each other, so you try to squeeze through on either side, but there's just not enough space to pass without bumping into them. So you have to actually say excuse me, but they are talking with each other, so you have to say it louder until you practically yell, which makes you seem unnecessarily rude. A while back the wife and I were leaving Walmart. There was an older couple in front of us with 2 full carts. They stopped side by side right in the middle of the second set of doors to rifle through all of their bags, blocking people coming in, blocking people going out. After 3 polite excuse us attempts went unheard, the lady did hear me, looked at me, and kept looking through her things. I go, please get the fuck out of the way. So they did. Scoffed. And the guy had the nerve to tell me maybe if you lost some weight you could get by. This was at Walmart. My politeness switch goes to the off position when dealing with the peoples of Walmart. Where Martians are a strange breed. Where Martians are a strange in breed. FDFY. Slow walkers on busy streets. And people that walk down the sidewalk 5 abreast, like they're in the opening montage of a fucking sitcom. Also when they are in a group and make a line and decide to hold hands. Once, they were walking in opposite direction of me like that, and I was running to catch a train. I choose a spot between 2 people and did not stop. I was yelled at, but it was funny. Somebody demanding my attention when I'm busy, don't have kids, working from home, with 3 kids, to schooling from home. This has become an everyday headache. How many damn times do I need to look at you hugging the dog? I'm busy. I work from home. I came here to say, my children. Don't get me wrong. I love them to death. But also, I've got shit to do. Leave me alone. Muffled bass. In the neighbor's apartment I'm sure the bass slaps, but through the wall it's just loud enough to hear. I can hear it just over whatever I'm listening to with my headphones. Just turn it down like 2 ticks. This is one of my biggest misphonia triggers. Since I was 12 and I'm 30. Instant trigger, and it's a coin toss if I'm going to cry from despair at not being able to stop it, or be so angry I cry. One time, we lived in an apartment where the people directly below my room had a home theater and the bass was always shaking the room. I didn't know what misphonia was at the time, but it was the 10th time I went to my dad crying and uncontrollably angry. So my dad took his snare drum off the stand, laid it on the floor, and wailed on it for 5 to 8 minutes. To this day, it's one of the sweetest things he's done for me. Oh my god, same here. It stresses me the fuck out immediately. Like my body tenses up when I hear any bass. Some people moved upstairs a few months ago and told us that they're DJs, so it's been real fun. They gave us a cell number in case it gets too loud, but I'm just like, can you fucking wear headphones? I usually wear headphones when I play guitar and stuff, because I'm not a dick. As a pianist, I do have to say that there are times that I really just need to hear what I'm playing outside of headphones. It gives it a noticeably different effect. And when I'm playing on stage I certainly won't be using headphones. I still never aspire to be a bother with it. Sometimes I really do just need to hear it without headphones. That's a valid point. But not at 0630, which is the time my neighbor is inclined to play. And by play I mean smash the keys as randomly as possible. I honestly think he's training a dog to play. People interrupting me while I'm talking. This is for sure number 1 for me. It's not just people interrupting me. I get bugged listening to conversations where people interrupt each other. It just strikes me as so very rude. That presidential debate was like having a 60-minute root canal. It's my worst habit, and I'm trying to fix it. People that block the aisle in the grocery store. They generally block one side with their cart and the other with themselves, staring blankly at the products like they were alien artifacts found on the moons of Jupiter. Bonus annoyance when they acknowledge your presence even after an excuse me and continue standing there like a donkey. Honestly, just people in grocery stores in general. Not sure if the etiquette differs in other countries, but ours is basically every man for himself. Especially if you are concerned with social distancing and the 6-foot rule, and let people pass in front of you because of this. you will be spending half your day at the store. A shats on the highway that fly past me doing 90 to 100. Get in front of me and then slow down abruptly to like 50. And it's not people in shifty cars trying for insurance money. It's people in really nice cars thinking they own the road, and it happens every single night on my way to work. I love when they do this and we end up next to each other at a red light. Good going, jackass. Anytime that happens to me, I just stare at them from the side and smirk smugly at them. I do the round of applause. Mostly other people driving, leaving your brights on, not using your turn signal, sitting in the left lane when you're not passing other people, not staying in your lane on a dual lane turn, leaving your brights on. Seriously. Fuck you. Not turning your headlights on at night, doing 10 miles per hour below the speed limit. Headlights in general. They've gotten brighter. Or at least I think they have. It feels like 1 out of every 3 cars has blindingly bright lights even without high beams. I experienced this. Came round a bend on a country road and this guy had his high beams on. I flash him to turn them down. Nothing. So I flash him again. Then he flashes me with his actual high beams. I imagine that's what a matter/antimatter explosion looks like. People who sit in the left lane who cruise slower than traffic. Or even worse, who match speed with someone in the right lane, creating a traffic wall. The old rolling roadblock. A classic. I like to call it the elephant race, because it's usually 2 semis with one just marginally ahead. People who leave their grocery carts randomly in parking lots. It drives me insane. There's a radio show called Woody Show, and 2 guys do a bit called Cart Narcs where they walk up and confront people who are too lazy to push the carts to the cart corrals. Looks like we got a lazy bones here. People who chew with their mouth open. Yeah. My dad eats like this, and I can hear it, even when I'm a few meters away. It makes me want to tear my ears off. That's why I rarely join him at the dining table. My dad does this, and he breathes really heavy too. It drives me apeshit. Hahaha, I feel you. Every chew is agonizing when we eat together. But I don't want to be disrespectful and say something against it, so I just pretend to be busy with something, an excuse to not eat with him. It would be easier to name the things that don't annoy the fuck out of me. I hate people who are vague about the things that they hate. I think the name checks out. People who fucking use apostrophes for plural words. Domino's Pizza does this. They write it Domino's, but then their iOS app is Domino's. Which is it? They got a guy named Domino to develop the iOS app. It's Domino's app. Little shit children who were never told no and will grow up to be absolutely fucking entitled. A close second, the parents who have coasted up to around the 6-year mark and are now trying to get it under control but wind up yelling in the Best Buy nearly constantly because little Emerson has absolutely no self-control and just does whatever he wants. She's mad and embarrassed and has no idea how to handle little Emerson and just keeps getting louder and more frantic. As was said by every mediocre high school teacher I've ever had, a lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. Loud people. People talking on speaker or walking around the store with their music full volume without headphones. I once saw a lady walking about playing her music full volume. She had the phone tucked into her hat somehow with the speaker near her ear. It was freaking hilarious. Someone trying to talk to me while I'm reading something. I cannot stand this. Reading at an airport bar. I inevitably get chatted up by some asshole who can't take a hint. What am I reading? Well, I was reading before you interrupted me. People. They are all too peer play. People. What a bunch of bastards. Bastard coated bastards with bastard filling. Go to hell. Bob. The way my girlfriend shops. She'll grab a million items to look at them, then she'll give them to the cashier to put back. She'll open packages even after workers tell her not to. She'll unfold clothing and then just drop them on the floor when she's done looking at them. I can't tell you how many dirty looks I've gotten because of it. It's mortifying. People who make more work for others because it's their job to clean up, or that's what they are paid to do. If you leave a mess in the movie theater, making another human clean up after you, when it would have taken so little to do it yourself. Cleaning staff, retail employees, table bussers, anyone who keeps something looking presentable for other people's experience in that establishment. They are not there to wipe your ass. They don't need you to make work for them. And they have plenty to do, whether you patronize their establishment or not. Totally. Show some respect to people with not great jobs. I'm sure hotel housekeepers see some shit. So I try to leave the place in pretty good shape and tip well, even though their job is to clean. Though I think I might start making exceptions about leaving messes for some Airbnb hosts who charge the prices of nice hotels, and the place wasn't that great, plus add a $150 cleaning fee. For that price, you can do several hours of real cleaning, not just wiping up crumbs. Cleaning the bathroom for 10 minutes, and running a vacuum over the floor for 5 minutes, and throwing sheets in the washer. It's not my obligation to pay the mortgage for your mediocre place, and I'm really done with that platform and the begging and expectations for their 5-star participation reviews. At least with hotels, I get more realistic reviews, have a better idea what I'm getting, and they are often cheaper these days. In general, people with no fucking awareness. Now that covered won't allow me to go grocery shopping in an empty store at 2 AM. Going during the day is such a pain in the ass because of the other customers. People who will just shove their cart out of one aisle without looking and damn near hit you while being totally clueless. Or others that will be pushing their cart down the middle of an aisle where you don't have room to get around either side and just stop to look at their phone. Pull that shit to the side and out of the way. Because the issue with covered is all the rampant shopping at 2 AM. Some of this shit makes zero fucking sense. Have people wear masks and actually limit how many people can be in a store. Sorry if you lose like $1 in profit, Walmart. Oh fucking well. We can't have too many people together. Let's close the stores at late hours, so the people that would have come in at that time now have to come in with everyone else. Johnson, you're a genius. When that first wave hit, all the liquor stores in the area made some announcement about how something covered. For everyone's safety, we are now only open for half as long during the day. Something social distancing. You're welcome. It was the stupidest thing. When people want to talk to me in the morning, or while I'm eating, like damn, can I get some peace? I wanna be with myself for a bit. My husband is a morning person. Also he takes ad meds first thing, and gets up an hour earlier than I do. First thing I do in the morning is go sit on the back porch all by myself, and try to wake up. Quite often he follows me out there and talks. No idea what he says, because I don't hear a word of it. If you've told him once or twice you aren't a good listener in that environment, and he still does it, you're in the clear. Source: I'm someone with ADHD who also talks at spouse, even when I know she probably isn't listening. I'm not the only one. Haha. I've totally given a green light to tune me out. I can be a chatty bastard, especially in the morning. People who lack humility. It's such a basic social skill, yet so many people just seem to think being boastful or self-righteous is okay. Nobody is more humble than I am. I doubt that. I'm twice as humble as anyone I've ever met. And I just met you. I'm a million times as humble as that art. People who flick cigarette butts everywhere. Why do they think it's not littering? It's not even biodegradable. People who flick cigarettes everywhere, especially in Australia in the middle of summer. I genuinely think there should be major fines for that. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos.